What's going on, guys? Welcome to another podcast. July 29th. We listen to that Sierra right now. But I'm gonna tell you how to get a check for the government for the rest of your life, forever. So basically, me and my wife, we were talking the other day, and it had came to my attention that now, since I'm out and I'm retired and all that type of stuff, I'm at the point now where I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, been around the world 4 or 5 times, not bragging, due to the Army. And I have been getting a check from the government since I have been 18 years old, right? And I'm 34 now. So basically, how to get a check for the government for forever? Join the Army, join the military. That's the easy answer, right? So for all my people on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that, all I did was just join the Army. So I'm gonna give you a little background history, little history lesson, right, on Buck. All right, so growing up, I was born in Petersburg, Virginia, and growing up, of course, it was the 80s. Drugs and all that type of stuff was around. At the time, my father wasn't around, and single parent, right? Single parent with my mom. And basically, she was a DJ, and she worked like 3 jobs, so on and so forth. So music and all that type of stuff was playing. So from there, I moved to Philly. From there, I moved back to Virginia to Richmond, right? So after that, growing up, getting in trouble, getting expelled, all that type of stuff, it was at the point where it was either I was going to go to college or start working or whatever. So me, I really didn't see myself going to college because I failed the 8th grade and school wasn't my thing. I was too busy like hanging out in the streets, stuff like that, hanging with the cool kids or whatever. So high school comes around, and basically I play football. I play football, I tried out for baseball, soccer, tennis, because back then that was the only way out of the hood, is basically rap or play sports, and that correlates to what 2 Chainz new album is, Rap or Go to the League. That's what he's referring to. So me growing up, I was in that dynamic that he's talking about, rap or go to the league. So I tried to play all the sports I could and basically hopefully get a scholarship. Well, I ended up getting a partial scholarship to Christopher Newport University, Radford University, and like 3 other colleges, I don't remember. But I didn't want to go because I knew that I was going to be another statistic as far as can't get the grades and basically get put out of college. So I already knew that I wasn't that athlete that was going to excel and make it to the NFL. Now I could have been, but who knows? But I thought I wasn't. So anyway, I decided to go to the Army due to the fact that me playing sports in high school, and that's what got me like out of high school. All my teachers were like Mr. Bowles. He was the gym coach, he was the driver's ed teacher, he was everything. And then you had Miss Bennett, she taught English, and she was so school spirited. She had the yellow and blue ribbons and the Monarch t-shirt. And then I had the JV football coach was like my social studies teacher. And then like it was just all my teachers were like into sports school. There was just school spirit, or there was a coach. So anyway, when it was time for me to go to college or do something, I was like, I didn't want to. My older sister, she's older than me by five years, and once she graduated, she moved out. Her and my mom got into it, and so on so forth, and she took that leap and moved out, and then she moved back in, and then they started arguing, and then she moved out again, right? So me, I was like, damn, well, I don't want to be the one big and bad and move out and then have to come back like a dog with his tail between his legs, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to the Army. Like, with the worst thing that could happen is I'll get shot, because that's when the war kicked off in like early 2000s, right? So I graduated, I joined the Army, and basically it's a wrap from there. So me having ROTC experience and me joining the Army, boot camp was a fucking breeze, because, you know, if any of you all were in ROTC or in ROTC right now, OTC, so I don't lose my train of thought. If any of y'all are in ROTC now, I would say whatever branch you're in ROTC and you're thinking about going to the military, stick in the same branch. That's my advice. You don't have to, but that's just my advice. Reason being is because when I got to basic training and I had ROTC in high school, and my ROTC instructor was First Sergeant Gent. He was a sniper in Vietnam, and I got a lot of crazy stories about that. But anyway, once I got to basic training, it was a breeze, because everything that's in basic training I already knew from ROTC, which was the basics, right? So I ended up getting appointed PG, which is like the platoon leader, and I got put in that position due to the fact when they were calling cadence, or we were marching, or drilling ceremony, anything like that, it was all easy, because that's the same thing we did in ROTC. Just go outside in the parking lot and fucking march around in fucking a big ass square for fucking 40 minutes. You know what I mean? That's your drill, you know what I mean, drill training for the drill team or whatever. So anyway, so when I got to basic training, it's the same thing. They're trying to teach you how to stay on step and march and all that bullshit. So so basically all that shit was easy, so I was just going through the motions. So then they pulled me to the side and they was like, are you prior service, this, that, and third? And I was like, nah, I'm just ROTC, da da da. And it was like, well, you got the new job as PG. And basically it was easy because ROTC had already instilled those simple things that basic training teaches you. So basic training was a fucking breeze. I was just hoping that I didn't get injured and basically got recycled. So, and my basic training was in Fort Knox, Kentucky. So after basic training, I go to Aberdeen in Maryland to the ordnance school. And then after ordnance school, my first duty station is Germany. From Germany, I get stationed at Fort Eustis. I deployed to Iraq, a 15-month tour. And then from Virginia, I go to Korea, then Korea to Carson, Fort Carson, Colorado. And then at Carson, I do 2 tours to Afghanistan there. And then from Carson, I go to Bliss. And then Bliss back to here, Virginia. And now I'm retired. So that is how I got a check for the past 16 years and for the rest of my life. Basically, I joined at 18. As soon as you join, go to MEPS, you start getting that check on the 15th or whatever that cycle is, depending on the day you join. And then every day, 1st and 15th, got a check, got a check, got a check. And now that I'm out and I'm retired, I'm still getting the check. So now that grind, everybody have to realize that this new social media thing is ruining the world in a sense, right? The reason why I say that is, the reason why I say social media is ruining the world is because regular values that are taught can't be taught because social media is consuming everybody. Like everybody's, they say it all the time, everybody's attention span has fucking shrunk to 59 seconds. right? So, in like this video, I'm gonna chop up and chop it up and break it down. And all right, so social media is ruining the world. Reason why I say that is because everybody wants to show the success. Everybody wants to show they got it, but no one shows the process. No one shows the grind. And the process and the grind is the most important. So like with me, some people are like, oh, you flossing and this, that. No, it's, you got to understand that I work for this. You know what I mean? Like, I've been getting a check from the government since I was 18, and yeah, I blew off and fucked off a lot of fucking money from deployments and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to learn from it, because one day, I knew that one day was going to come that I was going to get out. Whether it was 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, that I was going to get out. So I knew that my money fuck ups had to stop at one point. And then once my son was born and all that type of stuff, that changed how my money was spent. So now fast forward that I'm out, and we got the gym, Gridiron Gym. Shout out Justine the Thread Girl, look her up. Instagram JT something. I'll give it to y'all. But anyway, yeah, that's in Richmond, Virginia. We got Sierra there, that's a trainer. We got Dale there, we got Dale, he's there, he's a trainer. And this is Gridiron Gym in Richmond, Virginia. Make sure y'all go to the website, check it out, all that fun stuff. But yeah, if you are looking for a way, if you're at that point in your life where you don't know if you want to join or not join or anything like that, I would say just go ahead and join, due to the fact that in any job or anything you do in life, it's going to be ups and downs, right? But it's what you make out of it. Now, you might have family members or people you know that talk bad about the military and all that type of stuff, and that's fine. That's their experience. But you can't just only listen to them, or because you knew them for a long time, you trust everything that they say about it, because at the end of the day, it's still their experience. So it's just like me telling y'all, my experience in there was great. It wasn't 100% great. I give it a 80% rating, 75% rating, but at the same time, that rating is higher than any other job that I could have taken. Not only that, I'm in my 30s now, and I'm still getting a check from that job. You know what I mean? So it's like, it can't be that bad. You know what I mean? So I big up the military all day long. You know what I mean? So if you want to, like, go ahead, start getting your paper and need a stepping stone, and whether you waiting on that deal or whatever the case it is, I'll just say, just go ahead and join. You know what I mean? The worst thing that can happen, in my eyes, and I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but in my eyes, when I joined, I was like, the worst thing that can happen is that I die. But at the same time, if I stayed home in the 90s, the same thing could have happened due to the fact of the violence and all that stuff, and not in just my city, and all cities. You know what I mean? So everybody knows, and there's still violence there today. You know what I mean? In all different parts of the world. But moving on from that, I saw that at least if I die, my family would get a $500,000 check in my death, and basically the funeral will be paid and all that. You know what I mean? So at least I would have died for, not saying the right cause, because I don't believe in any of the wars that I participated in. So all the wars that I participated in, I don't believe in, due to the fact that I believe in that anybody, if a country don't want to be fucked with or bothered, leave the country alone. Just plain and simple. So the reason why I say that, I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan, and basically some people, the Sunnis and the Shiites, some of them liked it, some of them liked us being there and they thought we was doing good things, and some people hated it because of whatever bad experience or casualties of war. But like, I was there in Iraq, helped building schools and stuff like that, and then we all go home. And if you talk to other veterans, or y'all can hear the story, y'all were probably there too, that will go down there and help build up schools and set up checkpoints and all this, and help them vote and shit like that. And then once the detail is over and everybody leave, fucking the terrorists come and fucking shoot up and fucking blow that shit up. You know what I mean? And it's like, you gotta go out there and rebuild that shit again. And after a while, and that's the reason why I fucking we're in debt also, is because we put so much money into that stuff and they just fucking just blow it up. And then we just keep putting resources into it. And then like at one time, I remember we was on one deployment and all our vehicles and trucks and shit like that, they was like, they're taking over the base. We're just gonna leave it there and like hand receipt it over to them or whatever. And then you see when we get home, you see on the news that fucking all those trucks and shit are now like ISIS trucks and vehicles and shit like that. And it's like, we're basically giving the terrorists guns and weapons and shit, but don't nobody like think or see it like that. Anyway, moving on from that. But yeah, getting a check from the government forever, just join. And the worst thing that can happen is you don't like it and you do your 2 years and you get out. But at least when you get out, you are ahead of the 18 and 20 and 25-year-olds who didn't go. So now they were like, oh, if he made it in the Army, I know he can make it here, or he did that in the Navy, I know he can do it here. Now you're putting yourself ahead of other people in this game of life. And when I was in, I didn't think they were that cool. But these are all the coins, some of them I lost and shit like that. But here, this is one of my 7 STB coins. It was double-sided. My coin game is sick. Hey, if y'all got some sick ass coins, man, post them, send them to me, and let me check them out. You know what I mean? So the story is, and this is my Iraq one. What the whole coin thing was is that you coin check people. And see your coin. But yeah, you coin check people. So like, say for instance, if I had a coin in my pocket and I saw you in the street and I'd be like, where your coin at? And then you pull out a coin and I don't have one, I owe you a coin, or vice versa. When I was in Korea, 168 MMB. Oh, and real quick. So when you deploy and you come back, when I was in Colorado, all 3 of my deployments, you get a coin. And it basically is a welcome home coin. So those are my 3 coins for my 3 tours. You know what I mean? If you got your coins, I hope you kept them. You know what I mean? And post a picture, send them back. You know what I mean? Fire Brigade. And shout out to any of you who's still serving. 4ID, 704 BSB. That's home. Shout out to y'all who's still there. All my brothers and sisters. My 8th Army coin. This is Korea. Yeah. '21st TSC, Germany. I don't even think that fucking unit's there no more. I forgot who gave that to me. Somebody coin checked me and I got a coin. '7 STB. Yeah. But that's my coin game. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. Y'all stay blessed. Stay safe on this Sunday. I'm about to go fishing. I'll post y'all, send y'all some pictures. Peace.